Welcome to Lynker's HR Quick Learning Bites, your one-stop shop for bite-sized HR insights designed to support Lynker managers. Each session spotlights a topic to strengthen your leadership toolkit, enhance team engagement, and keep you informed on HR best practices. Session 2 will be covering ADP Manager Broadcasts and Surveys. Within the ADP platform, managers are given the option to send out broadcasts and surveys to their direct reports. This function can be leveraged to collect feedback and share important updates on a variety of topics. How to navigate to broadcasts and surveys within ADP. Step 1. Click the My Team dropdown at the top of the page. Step 2. Select Voice of the Employee under the Team Information section. Step 3. Once within the Voice of the Employee module, managers can choose between survey and broadcast. Building a survey within ADP. Our managers will proceed by clicking the blue Create button on the right-hand side of the screen. They will then acknowledge the guidelines for surveys and broadcasts provided by ADP, followed by selecting Create Survey. When creating a survey, managers will select Create Your Own Survey and walk through building the questions, selecting their audience, scheduling the survey, customizing the notifications, then reviewing and sending the survey. We will walk through a screen share of this process on the next slide. Once managers are within ADP, they can go ahead and click the My Team dropdown, and under Team Information, they'll find the Voice of the Employee. They can go ahead and click that. On this page, you'll see both the Surveys and Broadcast section. For this demo, we're going to go over how to create a survey. So we're going to go ahead and click the blue Create button on the right-hand side of the screen. From here, guidelines for surveys and broadcasts provided by ADP will pop up, going over some best practices. Once managers have reviewed this, they can go ahead and click the blue Acknowledge button and select Create Survey. Once here, we're just going to select Create Your Own Survey, followed by the Next button. Here, we're going to title our survey and give our survey a description and click Save. Next, there's a blue plus button to add questions on the right-hand side of the screen. We're going to go ahead and click that. And for the question type, we're given a couple of options: single choice, multiple choice, open-ended, or scale questions. For the sake of this demo, we're just going to do a single choice question. You're able to mark the responses as optional if you see fit. And we're just going to put test, yes, and no, and then go ahead and click Save. You're able to add as many questions as you would like to your survey. So once that's completed, you can go ahead and click the blue Next button. Here, you're able to add different languages to your survey if you would like. We currently have Spanish, English, and French in here, but if you need an additional language, feel free to reach out to HR and we can assist with that. Once that's been decided, you can go ahead and click the Next button again. Here, we're going to select the audience for your survey. You're able to select your entire team, select criteria within your team, such as work location, title, department, etc., or you're able to select individuals or groups of people. This option will show you everyone on your team, and you're able to pick and choose who you would like to receive this survey. For the sake of the demo, we're just going to select my entire team and hit Save. Here we'll see Nick pop up since he's my only direct report, so you're able to review that before clicking Next. Here we have the Schedule Survey option. You can schedule a one-time survey, schedule reoccurring surveys to repeat every 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, several months out, whatever you see fit. And then you can do employee event-based surveys based on the start date, termination date, or birthday of an employee. For example, you're able to build a survey and have it launch on the employee's birthday each year, just as a check-in on how they're feeling, maybe a pulse point for the employee. So that's an option for employee event-based scheduling. For the sake of this demo, we're just going to do a one-time schedule, and we're going to select this survey to be launched tomorrow. In regards to when it's due on Nick's end, we can do a specific number of days out, due on a specific date, or we can leave it open until I manually close the survey within the system. For the sake of the demo, we're going to do on a specific date and give Nick a week to complete this survey. We can go ahead and click Next. Here we're going to add our company name, Lynker. And then here's where it's going to show us the subject of the email notification. And then we can add a message. We're going to put, let me know if you have any questions. And then it'll show you an example of what the email notification is going to look like on the employee's end. And then we can go ahead and click Next. The next one is the push notification in case the employee has the ADP app on their phone. You can edit this and it'll show you what it looks like. That's completely up to you if you choose to do that. And then next, it'll show you everything that you just set up for you to review one last time before submitting the survey. It'll also give you an option to mark the responses as confidential. It does have to go to 5 or more employees and 5 or more responses before you can even review the results if it is confidential. So just keep that in mind when it comes to how many people you're launching a survey to. You could click or unclick that depending on your circumstances. And then you can go ahead and click Submit. And that'll pop up on your Voice of Employee dashboard for you to track. Next, we're going to go over how to build a broadcast within the ADP system. Similar to the surveys, our managers will proceed by clicking the Create button on the right-hand side of the screen, but instead of clicking Create Survey, we're going to select the Send Broadcast option instead. When sending a broadcast, managers will select Create Your Own Broadcast, followed by titling it, creating their broadcast message, selecting their audience, scheduling the broadcast, customizing the notifications, then reviewing and sending. We will walk through a screen share of this process in the next slide. Once managers are logged into ADP, they'll go ahead and click the My Team dropdown, followed by Voice of the Employee under Team Information. Once on this page, you'll see the Surveys and Broadcasts tab. We'll go ahead and select the Broadcast tab, followed by the blue Create button on the right-hand side of the screen. Here, guidelines for surveys and broadcasts provided by ADP will pop up for our managers to review. Once that's been reviewed, you can go ahead and click the blue Acknowledge button, followed by selecting Send Broadcast. Here, you can select from your broadcast templates. This is where previous broadcasts will show up, but for the time being, Create Your Own Broadcast is the only option since we haven't previously sent any broadcasts. You're able to select an image for your broadcasts, give your broadcast a title, and also give your broadcast a message, essentially what you're trying to communicate. You can go ahead and click the blue Next button. Here you're able to select different languages you want your broadcasts to be sent out in. We have Spanish, English, or French. If there is a different language that you want it sent out in, feel free to reach out to HR and we'd be more than happy to help you with that. We can go ahead and click the blue Next button. Here we're going to select the audience for your broadcast. You're able to select your entire team, select parts of your team based on criteria such as work location and title, or you're able to select individuals or groups of people within your team. For the sake of this demo, we'll select just my entire team and hit Save. And here we'll see Nick populate since he's my only direct report, and we're able to hit Next from here. And then scheduling broadcasts is next. You could do a one-time schedule, a reoccurring schedule that gets sent out weekly or monthly, or an employee event-based schedule. For employee event-based scheduling, you can choose their start date, their birth date, or their termination date. So if you wanted to send your employee a happy birthday message every year on their birthday, you could schedule a broadcast for that. For the sake of this demo, we'll just do a one-time schedule. And we'll be sending this out tomorrow. And then on a specific date, we can end it. And we could do that on Friday. And hit next. Here's the email notifications for your broadcast. We're going to go ahead and add our company name. The subject, it will auto-populate as you have a new message. You can change that if you want. And you can also add a customized message to your employees. From here, we can click next. And it'll show us what the push notifications will look like in case an employee has the ADP app on their phone, and you're also able to edit the title and message of that. And then next, you'll just review your broadcast and then hit submit when you're ready. And it will show up on your dashboard. Additional notes while using the survey and broadcast function in ADP. Once managers have used the functions, they are able to filter through previous surveys and broadcasts by clicking the audience and show only drop-downs on the Voice of Employee module page. Additionally, managers can see all past surveys and broadcasts under their templates for future use. Thank you for joining us for this installment of Lynker HR Quick Learning Bites. If you have any suggested topics for future HR Quick Learning Bites, please reach out to Jackie Williams at jwilliams@lynker.com.